Why is it so dark in this zone? Like, I get it as nighttime, but it's just... It was so dark. Just in this zone. A bit weird. Oh, here's the waterfall again. Where was the wreck? I thought it was on one of these areas. Let's not go too far away from my power. Is it up here? No, but here's where some of my other power is. Sulfur. Poison was up the top. I've completely lost... Oh, it was all the way over there. Okay, I've gone way too far. Alright, so we're going to have to work our way all the way back around again now. We could probably zigzag our way down a little bit. Or we could put a power pylon so we could just zip line. It's the other option. Platform at this point. We don't even need to connect it, but we will. And send that all the way down. All the way over there. We can't actually see what we're doing, but... And we just follow this down. And there's still a Mercer that we missed as well, because we forgot about that. Okay, and then we can actually just connect that one up there. Yeah, down here was the other wreck, I think. Yes. Cool. So it's big waterfall and then just goes down into the swamp area. Alright, what have we got here? Clustered Nobilisk. Okay, interesting. Aluminium sheets. Oh, a ton of crystal oscillators. That's nice. Computers. High-speed connectors. 17 of them? Alright, what do you need? 400 megawatts. That is not actually a problem. Thanks to our geothermal. There's a lizard dog here. Alright, and then from here, we can just go down. Probably this way. Is there a valid place that we can pop you? Oh yeah, here we go. Some solid ground. Some weird, like, eggs in the water? Alright, that's probably fish of the region or something. Another wreck? No, this will just be remains of the same one. I don't see any resources down here. This was just a hint that there was the other one above, I guess. Alright, we've got plenty of cable on us, so let's just... Oh, hello. Another geyser right here. See if it's pure or not. Or is this like the normal and the impure that I did know about? What are you? You are pure. Oh, right. Pure and normal. Oh, okay. You're right at the edge of my radar tower? Yes, you are. Okay. Cool. Well, I don't need to go to the one further south. Fortuitous. Now, the problem is that I don't know what cycle or stage of the cycle I'm at currently. Kind of the midpoint. It's just going to be luck, really, I think, at this point. Without them being close together, it's just kind of dumb luck as to whether or not they sync up. So let's just lonk you down and hope for the best. So, you're building. So if we connect you up, what does that do? Boom. Now you're ebbing. Are you ebbing at the time that someone else is climbing? That's the important thing. Yeah, because you're now... Oh, I can look at you directly. You're now dropping. You stopped updating. Okay, so you're dropping to that plateau. So someone else has started to increase at this point to pick up the slack. And now you're starting to climb again. But someone else is starting to ebb, so it's plateaued. And now it's frozen again. It seems more reliable when I look at it on a power line, Okay, and then you've gone up. So there's about a 250 megawatt discrepancy, which is kind of annoying. I mean, we could try plopping you down again. So you're at maximum now. Let's put you down again. And now let's see what's happened. You're now ebbing instead. Yeah, you're still dropping. Yeah, I think that's worse now. Let's just try again. So I don't know what the cycle is. You see, now you're high and you're dropping. It doesn't seem consistent, which is very annoying. I was hoping it would just be a case of at the moment that you place it, it would be 0 and building. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Whatever, I'm just going to leave it. I can't be bothered toying with it. We actually have the materials now to place another because the high-speed connectors we picked up, so that's kind of nice. So we could then pick up the shortfall. Okay, that's actually looking pretty good now, though. Honestly, that's looking fairly stable. Okay, good. And that's way more than we ever needed. So we don't need to worry about our power consumption again for a while. So that's nice. Because I was getting concerned with the extra production that I'm having to put in. But we no longer have to worry about that. Can I put in a radio tower, a radar tower yet? I don't think so. I can. 2, in fact. Oh, good. Because I'm outside the range of this one now. And this one as well. So that one terminates there. That one terminates there. So I want the next one to go there. We'll just call it new marker because we're going to delete it after we're finished with it. So let's just make it so I can see it for a start. New marker. And we need to make sure that we're putting power there. So let's just train this along here. Just island hop our way with power lines. Jungle's pretty dense through here. It's just... yeah, it's just icky swamp at this point. Oh. As far as this. Just through the trees. Stinger. Lots of slugs. Not surprising. It's yearly not clipping through things. I hate swamps. Okay, but as luck would have it, there is an outcropping here. That's handy. Are we nearby? No, we're only halfway there. Alright. Okay. Never mind. Thought this was going to be a convenient place to put my radar tower, but no, apparently not. Alright, now we've run out of trees. I see a wreck though, so that's handy. Some copper, interesting. And this is around where our marker was. Okay, I think I'm at the edge of the world, so this was actually probably not a good place to put the marker. We might just end up adjusting our radar tower positions to make sure that we don't have too much dead space and too much overlap. Because yeah, I think back that way might have been a better spot for it. Well, let's see what this wreck needs. Oh, hello. Fused modular frame. Only 9 of them, but it's a start. If I can find a lot more of those. I can just pick up mycelia. Okay. Interesting. I don't really need that anymore, because that was for fabric and 17 cooling systems. Interesting. I think I needed 25. Yeah, fabric is not a problem. I have too much of that. 30 crystal oscillators. Excellent. And then the drop pod. What does that need? Oh, it's just operational. Oh, we needed those. We have plenty. Cool. Good. Done and done. I think that's everything for this wreck. Oh, there's some quartz. Get really need quartz crystals, but... Yes, this looks very much like the end of the world, so I don't think putting a radar tower here is going to be very useful. I think this one will actually go further left at some point. We should put that one up there, pretty much, where our geothermal was. Okay, well, let's just go approximately this way. Okay, we'll do a foundation, but we'll do it just, like, on the edge of the swamp here. Okay, that we're not interfering with anything here. And let's go vertical. And we go up like that a few times. So it's kind of, yeah, at an elevated level. Cool. And then radar tower, plonk. Just like that. Alright, now, what's the overlap like? Okay, it's much worse than I thought. We are way too far south. Because it's overlapping all of those things that we're already doing. Radar tower, here we go. I forgot that I could do this. Right, so... yeah, fairly sure the edge of the map is to the right. You know what? It's fine. I'm not going to care about all of these materials soon enough. So, yeah, it's fine. How many Soma sloops are in the area? 9. Okay. Lots. Of course, some of that might be overlap too. Now, there was a wreck this direction, so let's spin this off this way. Some stingers, that's what the other dude would have been fighting. Hopefully he came out worse, because these guys are easier to ignore. Packaged Turbofuel. Oh, right. That's a special thing. Oh, yep, there's his remains. Perfect. He'll respawn, but... computers... gonna run out of inventory space again, probably. Silica... unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff on the ground, so it's hard to make out any resources. Quickwire floating in midair for some reason. Okay, drop pod, what do you need? Turbo motors, alright, well, that's useless. 25 turbo motors. Wreck turbo motor 25. That's annoying. This is clearly a more advanced area of the map, which is why we're not getting any love from things. Which way do we even want to go now? There's a power pylon over there. So was that where I was building stuff? Yeah, it's just directly south pretty much. From our radar tower, we could even put in a power pylon here, right? So we could just zipline all over this nonsense, perhaps? Alright, let's do that. And then power tower platform, have the ladder that side, center it up nicely. Here we go. And I don't know how far I can take this. We might want to string up some low-level ones just to get over there, so I can, like, fly along. So let's just... oh, that'll be its final connection, though. That's annoying. Let's go up as far as... what are you doing, you stupid creature? Why are they so stupid? Today on another episode of AJ Overthinks Things. Yeah. Oh, and here's where we got to previously. That we were going to put our water generators down. Oh, perfect. Here's the hill. Okay, cool. So we want to fly back to select the power pylon again. And bring this over here. So then we can just zipline across all of this bullshit. Wire is too long. Oh, we're just at the threshold. Oh, okay. Let's just bonk it down there. It's going to be hovering a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. It's still not actually touching, but you can't tell. There you go. It looks like it's supporting it. Again, overthinking things to the extreme. Okay, well, we came here to... well, we didn't really, but the idea was that we could do some compacted coal, but we've already just done a huge amount of geothermal, so we really don't need to. All of that to start with was kind of wasted effort. But not really. I think it's probably still worthwhile. We've got to decide how to make or where to put our power stations for a start without having to take the water too far, but also without having to have a massive conveyor belt of compacted coal too far as well. What are you? Are you nitrogen? I think you might be. I mean, we also wanted to experiment with you, so that's quite handy. Oh, you're crude oil. Oh, okay. You're a different sort of oil. Huh. Interesting. Not what I expected. Oh, also not particularly useful, unfortunately. I mean, oil's the other mechanism for... Oh, hello. May as well link you up. Oil's the other way of getting fuel to make more power anyway, so that's also fine. Okay, so our conveyor belt is up there. So the idea is we would have to bring that down here. Somehow. And then across to where the water is. We could also just put like a big platform in between some of these things. That's right, I deconstructed this here. We need to connect this back up again. There we go. Now we've got power. Because yeah, we could have just a big foundation platform just across this swamp area. No one would really mind. So if we have a couple of water extractors, we would only need one pump head to push it up to a decent height. So if we go up as high as, like, this is about as high as we need, I think. We should place down one of our water extractors too. One there. We'll probably need two, but one's enough for now. Okay, that is just enough to have clearance. Okay. Get rid of this guy because he's annoying me. Is there another one as well? Yeah, there's another one here. Hopefully this doesn't destroy my buildings and stuff. Get rid of you as well. Oh, and one right here. Good. Much better. Got rid of some trees as well. No great loss. But yeah, we can pretty much only place one of these down. Oh, you can place it upside down. What? There you go. At least these are only concrete. It's actually, like, seated into the ground. Oh, fair. Down there. With the support. At the bottom. Get rid of those. There we go. So now it's suspended. And then we'll have another couple over this side later, once we've replenished on our building materials. Okay. Oh, did it just... I think it destroyed my power lines. Or I just accidentally deconstructed them. That's also entirely possible. We should probably have you actually coming up to the corner here now. We are going to have to go down as well. We do have, like, power outlets and stuff. Wall outlets. I don't know how it works in terms of... Yeah, functional power bulb but attached to a wall. So how does that actually work, though? Like, I still have to string power up to it? Or does the power just kind of go through the floor because of it's connected to that? I don't think that's the way it works, though. But if I have, like, that there, and that there, It's still not powered. Like, that then has to connect up like that through the floor, which just looks ugly. That's kind of pointless, to be honest. Yeah, what are the point of those anyway? If you still have to string them up, I feel that if they're connected to a wall and a pole is also on the wall, then that should just do, right? So this is quite tall. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, so we're going to need a pump. Another one. Resource is not deep enough. Oh. What? What? That's annoying. Okay, there we go. We found it. Eventually. That's annoying. Fluid buffer. Don't need anything fancy. It's just... Actually, for water, we don't really need a buffer at all, I've learnt. Fairly sure we don't really need a buffer at all. If we just put this horizontal to vertical, and we just send this up here, maybe we actually place a junction first, and then we do horizontal, vertical, other way around, there, there, and then we're going to need creating lift direction. That's the correct direction. And then you, we actually want to go like the other direction. Maybe I didn't want to spin you around. Unless you can go like backwards. You can go backwards, okay. In which case, junction somewhere around here. We're not necessarily going to connect them up immediately, but... And it's a case of, can a pump go here? Yes, it can. Ah, you just scroll. There we go. And we can spin it around. Nice. I can see where the power point is. There we go. Then we just connect that up like that. And then connect that up like that. Okay. Now they've got enough power to pump up to here. Alright, so we've got water sorted. Now we've got to sort out our coal, which is going to be a lot more work. And I'm fairly sure I don't have enough materials to actually create too many of the power plants in the first place. Because don't they need steel? No, they don't need steel. Okay, they need the reinforced plates, which is fine. Alright, so we can actually place some of those down after all. Fuel power would be so much more sense, but this is just all a matter of your experimentation, really. Well, let's just get started. And put the first one down there. And then there. How many can we place? 3, 4. Okay, 4 so far. Each one of those will require 45 cubic meters. These produce 120 each. So that's 240 total. 225 would be 5. Okay, so we need another row here to be able to fit another one in. Because, yeah, 45 times 5 is 225, I think. And then it's a little bit awkward in terms of our fuel layout, water layout, but new junction there. This one's too close. We can just do it off the back, that's fine. It'll look a bit awkward, but do that there. And then we connect these up. Oh, now we've got power pole in the way. That's annoying. We can move that though, so let's put that down. And we're not actually using it yet, so that doesn't matter. And then just like bring that up in the gap there instead. So that's now going to clip down here, isn't it? Oh no, not quite. Alright. Just barely scrapes past. Cool. So that's the water sorted. And we can do like a lift like that on each of them. Then we can have a splitter on the top of each of them as well. I think that's fine. Again, let's not overthink this. Oops. I think that'll be fine. Splitter, so we want it coming in that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. Now, for argument's sake, no fuel. Where's my compacted coal? Here. Compacted coal. 7.14 per minute. Huh? What a very strange amount. So 7.14 per minute. Really? We could overclock it. We can't target that, unfortunately. We can't tell it how much we want to use per minute. We have to figure out a target. So if we say, well, if we just bump that up to like that, 9.57, 10.71 at 150. What if we double overclock it? 14.29. So it just scales evenly, doesn't it? 14. It's just awkward. It really is. 12 per minute. There we go. We managed to get an exactly 12 per minute. That's handy, actually, because that means that 120 is 10 of them. So it's 120. At least these are even numbers, too. It'd be nice if it was 169, but that's fine. But that's 2 power shards per thing is the other thing. Otherwise, logically, if we drop this down, and our target is 63, 6 per minute. There we go. So it only uses 6 per minute to make 63 megawatts. And the consumption water is then only 38 instead of 45. So that's the other interesting thing. Okay. And then 10 of them makes 63 megawatts. 630 megawatts. Each of these requires 20. So that'll be 60, one partially overclocked. So that's basically the 63 of one of them. So one of them is just powering the water for everything. And then we've got the assemblers. And they're all double overclocked at the moment, but we probably don't need them to be. We don't even need the Mark II mines that we put in, I don't think. Because 10 of them is only going to use 60. And we put in Mark II miners thinking that, oh, we can make 240. But that's insane. So the energy density is great. It scales up really well. It just takes up a ton of room. It's really not very space efficient is the real problem when it comes to this stuff. So over here, you do not even need to be 200 per minute. Oh, we've got to think that way, yeah, because it's 25 per thing, isn't it? Yeah, we're making 50 per minute, but we don't need that. 25 per minute? Even to get 120? Is only 5, and we're making 125. And we've made 6. Oh, which is fine, because then we can underclock them each to 20, right? Because 620s is 120. Let's fire up these two. So, how much power are you using? 11.2 megawatts. Okay, times 6. So that's pretty much the second, like, 2 coal power plants at that rate. So the 63 and the 63 is all of these and all of the water. And then the mines... Can I downgrade this in line and get my stuff back? Miner Mark 1. Missing materials, but I'm getting it back from this. Okay, well, let's just deconstruct. these. And go minor mark 1. Then this only needs to be mark 2 now instead. It's a case of what materials do we want to use up? Yeah, so 120 is fine. Because it's all even at least, it's all 120 to 120, so that's nice. At least that's not complicated. And then coal is the same. And we just go minor mark 1 this way, thank you very much. Mark 2 there. And we can actually just make all of these mark 2 as well. Just get a bunch of the encased industrial materials back if we want to, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. It can come in super fast out of the containers, that's fine. Alright, and these are only 5 megawatts each. So that's only 10, so that's negligible. We kind of don't even need to care about those. Ah, I think we have a hard drive scan. That's right. What do we got? Aluminium beam. That seems useless. Or compacted steel ingot, which seems even more useless. Okay, rescan? Neither of these are useful either. Okay, well, fine. Bolted iron plate it is. We have a bunch more of these at least. Hopefully we can get something useful out of them. Oh, we've got to fire you up again. So, there we go. Okay. Right. So we actually only need a Mark II, but we're going to make everything Mark IV anyway. And let's just put a foundation down because it stretches things out a little bit more. So then we can do this right to the end, because then we want to have a lifter go down. How far can we go? This far. Not far enough, unfortunately. We can daisy chain them though. We can do that. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more beams before long. Now the power lines are kind of useful because the conveyor belt length, oh no, never mind, conveyor belt length is only half the distance of power lines. That's annoying, I didn't realize that was a thing. So we're gonna need a light on again. Okay, we can get down to here. I was hoping they'd be about the same distance, but they're about half. That's awkward. We can go up again maybe? Where's the river? We can just follow the river. Yeah, we're gonna run out of these now. I mean, we can also just make them Mark II for now. And I can come along and upgrade it at the point that I want to upgrade it. Because at the moment I don't really care. I kind of like following the river though. And, well, we can see our destination now at least. And then we want to come over here. We want to get to this point approximately. And then we want to, so this here, we want to drop down. We at least want it to be in the line of this. So the idea is we can like drop this down there. We go splitter. Oops. Actually, that's fine. I actually want it above the ground. And you go in here, and you go in here. And we actually only need a tier 1 going in here anyway. Alright, so conveyor belt Mark 1. Hang on. This is ugly. So, lift it up a little, like so. That's about right. And then lift there. coming up as high as... It's not going to be exact, I don't think. So it can go up there. And then we can just join into here. Why is it clipping? Oh, because it's not in a straight line anymore. Seriously? That's annoying. Whatever. It's good enough. Okay, and then we can actually just hook all of these up. Oh, we want to tune these down to... What was it? 64? No. 63. There we go. 6. So then we want to go... We want these to all be connected up somehow. Oh, we can actually do a wall one at this point now, at least. Yeah, one between two. So do it like in line with that one there. And then do that between two. And then 1, 2, 3. Because it doesn't need a daisy chain. Okay. Well, we've accomplished something. I don't know what, really. We've accomplished something. It's not very useful because this is such a small amount of power. All of this is less than one of those geothermal plants. Like, this is the sort of thing that I should have been ramping up a lot earlier, and never really did. So that's on me. I wonder what it would look like to escalate this up as well. I guess we could just extend it further that way and just put another couple of water things in, or the idea was to overclock these. We'd have to have them over this way. Oh, there's a Mercer right here. I think I did see this earlier and then just forgot about it. Now they've got more to talk about at least.
Your symphony invades our temples and echoes along our lattices. What do you weave?
Growth, the future, an idea, and frankly, you.
Is a tapestry woven with hands or with thoughts?
Both are necessary, yet only one can't function without the other.
We see your echo steps, shimmering symphonies that break upon our temples, but your song is alien.
How long ago did you notice me?
There's no long, there are only spheres.
I wonder, was it always about survival, or is there something more, something beyond?
Consume our blood and you will see our threads.
Okay. So these I can actually just ditch all of my sulfur into there. But these are making 60 per minute, and that's twice what I need. So we don't even need to fire up these 3 yet. Where's the MAM? Here it is. We have another hard drive finished. Please be useful, please be useful. That's not useful. Oh. That's it though. Aluminium scrap. Just 2 aluminium scrap. No silica. Ah, so it makes less, but it uses less. So it's a 2-to-1 in a smelter. 2-to-1 in a smelter instead of a foundry. Oh, that's amazing. And then we don't need to worry about silica anymore. Oh, if only I had this earlier. Like, it doesn't make as much, it's 30 per minute, but we don't need that much. And that's where the other, the aluminium that doesn't produce silica comes in. That's handy. Okay. Still would need water, but that's fine. Alright, we're actually going to take this, because that could come in handy.